All right. Today is the 12th of May, and my father wants to meet me at the Burger King by the apartment. I'm honestly not sure which one there is or which one he wants to meet at because there's several Burger Kings by that apartment. But I'm really not sure what he's planning because our move-in date is the 23rd. So, yeah. Everything's turned on. The gas, the electrical, everything. I've been out here for 3 months, living in my car, and this experiment has shed light on a lot of BS that people seem to believe. Yeah, it could be hard to get a job without an address, but at the same time, I did it a week ago. Um, yes, it's hard to stay clean. At the same time, I've been doing so without much of a challenge. Just have to be creative. The one thing that is true is with Vancouver rolling up the sidewalks, literally rolling up the sidewalks almost, after 10 o'clock, and on the weekends they don't open up sometimes at all, it is next to impossible to find a restroom. So, that much is true. You do end up having to take a piss outside, stuff like that. Well, you do what you have to do. I have seen an amazing outreach of friends and church members that have wanted to help, um, not understanding that this was intentional, that I wanted to see what the challenges actually are. And yeah, most people in their right mind would never actually put themselves in a situation where they're homeless. But I've always been a little bit reckless, and I will do anything for a story. That's just the reality of the journalist mindset, I guess. Early on in this experiment, I realized that a lot of the problems that the homeless seem to have is from their own actions. Um, I'm a local boy. I have strong relationships with the businesses in the area. I've written reviews on the businesses. I've advertised for them and so on. They know who I am, and I have a good relationship with the management. What that translated to was basically, okay, Tony's working on something and we're going to support him. So it wasn't really a fair experiment. I have to admit that. If I went across the country to, say, Florida and did the exact same thing, I don't think I would have the support that I did. Because I don't know anybody. And that is one factor that a lot of transients have. They are traveling maybe to find work, maybe just to travel, but for the most part in this economy it's to find work. And they don't have the address, they don't have a record of stability in the area, or even at all. So employers don't necessarily want to look at that. I've helped about 4 kids find employment while I was out here. And one of the first questions that they came up with was, how do you find a job without an address? I flat out told them, lie about it. They go, what do you mean? Are you local? Did you grow up here? Yeah. Use the last address that you were living at. They're not going to look it up. They got the jobs. From that point, I told them, don't let anybody see you panhandling. Because your employer is going to see that, hear about it, or even experience it, and the next thing you know is you're unemployed again, and now it's going to be harder for you to find a job. I've taught people how to cook over an open fire. I'm in Orchards Park. This is how I'm cooking my meal. I've taught people what plants are safe to eat. Once again, this is not exactly a fair experiment. I was trained to survive at a very young age, and I've always excelled at it in any situation. But military survival is a little bit different than urban survival. Not by much. It's still a war zone out here.